So my life before Janice wasn't really a life. It was a nightmare, to be honest. I struggled with methamphetamines and alcohol. I'd wake up, if I actually did go to sleep, I'd wake up and I'd get loaded. I didn't have my kids in my life. Their mothers didn't trust me anymore. I will never forget this, but my oldest daughter was learning how to ride a bike, and she would come over, and so would my little newborn, and my daughter would ride her bike around the block, and by the time she was halfway, I'd run into the house, take a drink, and smoke some methamphetamines while my little baby crawled around in the living room. And I would run back outside and clap for my oldest daughter because I wanted her to think that I was out there the whole time waiting for her to come around the block. It was a horrible nightmare that continued to go on for at least 12 years until finally at age 30, I called Janice and checked myself into Janice. My stepfather brought me to Janice, and I did the detox here. And what Janice offered me, was they showed me love, they listened to me, they were there for me and really let me open up to them and work on some issues that I had inside. And I never dealt with those issues until I came here to Janice.
I got into recovery through my sister's treatment. I went down to her family week when she was in treatment. At that point in my life, I hated who I was, and I didn't really want to be on the planet. I wasn't suicidal, I just didn't much want to be here. And I couldn't see a way to make it any better. And what treatment gave me was the tools and the vision that it can be better. I facilitate education groups at Janice. That's my volunteer role. And I do about 8 or 10 different topics a month. And the first thing I do, I come in with my story and slides. I started climbing very big mountains all around the world after I got sober. And so I bring in images from around the world. People are touched by what's possible. And when someone who is newly sober sees what's possible in somebody else's life, then they begin to dream, begin to say, oh my, maybe I really can have the life that I want.
When I came to Janice, I was a very sick person. I was doing stuff in the community, but I was also doing a lot of drugs, and I was looking for a way out, and I didn't know how. They admitted me there, and they gave me a bed, and I started to kick, and I started to go through my withdrawals. And it gave me that opportunity to say, you know what, maybe I can get clean, and that's what happened. And we can change. We can change, and we can do better. It's allowed me to create things and to travel the world, to meet celebrities and work with people, honorable people, and still go to the jails and go to the prisons and be there and carry the message into the institutions, into the juvenile halls, and into the streets to say, you know what, there's got to be change.
A few months ago, I was driving my car loaded, and I got into a horrible car crash. I ended up wrapping my car around a tree. I flew out of the car. I almost died. I went in a taxi straight from the hospital to the rehab where I met Tim.
Chris was ready to get clean and sober. He didn't know how he was going to, but he was ready. Treatment and recovery are not easy, and he put his all into it.
I had to look at myself and what I'd done to my family. I hurt them unimaginably.
We were surprised as he started to heal, because Chris started to come out. It was amazing because he started to sing and joke and smile. He had hope.
So my life now in recovery, as you can see by this huge smile, I love it. I wake up surrounded by people in recovery. I manage a house for Sobriety Works. I love myself now. I love who I am, who I've become. I love the fact that I'm a father to my children now, especially. that I'm a son to my family. I'm just blessed to be clean and sober today, to be here for Janice, and to be here for my community. I'm truly blessed.
That's what's been given to me in sobriety. I really have become a woman I respect, the woman I wanted to be and didn't know how to be when I was drinking and using.
We need to support a program like Janice. Every time I've taken an individual to get treatment, the door's always been open. So I have to take that responsibility myself and talk to others also too, so that we can, now that we've gotten better, we got to give back.